Okay, welcome back to the show. We've got something very, very special again for you. We've got a trader full of charisma, lots of great information and knowledge to be had here. Do you want to take it away? Introduce yourself, give yourself a little bit of a background on your trading history and yourself in general.
Oh, well, thank you for having me here. My name is Collins Udolu. Um, I'm a first-time trader with over technically 13, 14 years of trading experience, trading the
Wow.
capital market. I trade for a living, and that's basically what I do. That's simple to who I am.
Wow, okay. That sort of experience in the markets is incredible. Actually, before we
Thank you.
get in starting about the BluFX side of things, I wanted to ask you personally, trading has changed a lot in the past year, past 5 years, past 10 years, especially.
Mhm,
You know, it's
mhm,
it's it's gaining a lot of interest from a lot of people, and the
mhm,
financial opportunity it brings to people is incredible. I wanted to
mhm.
ask you before we get started, how do you think trading has become more accessible and easier to enter and get involved in than maybe 13, 14 years ago?
Well, if you look at the trading industry back then when it started, it was basically only meant for major institutional players, the hedge funds, and so on. And I could literally attribute that to the fact that technology was a major key factor that really created that benchmark. But today now, it's almost available to everybody, so everybody can access these trading platforms even right from their mobile phone. I would say let me say about 8 years ago, we weren't having this on a mobile phone platform. It was
Mm,
basically just on the PC. So it's brought about that energy or that flow where people only had to access the market using their laptop computers or probably desktop computers. Then we start having the innovations where it's now being created into mobile phone versions where people can now literally have access to it. So accessibility has been a great norm. Accessibility has been a great invention, connecting the people from the local small scale, into the capital market. So we no longer have it from that institutional point of view any longer. We now have it even trickling down to the retail traders, where every one of us can have access to play in the market.
that's it. And that's what we're all about here at BlueFX. I'm so glad to hear it from you as well. Like, we want to make trading accessible for everyone. It's
Mhm.
easier than it ever was before with people
Yeah.
like BlueFX around. So you enter into the markets and get the funding people need to be successful. But
Mhm.
I started trading, it was originally stocks and commodities, oil
Okay.
and stocks
Yeah.
back in like 2016 when I was
Okay.
about 16, 17 years old. And
Oh wow.
even back then, it was like, even back then, I feel like there was a lot less information than there was now. It was a
Yeah,
lot harder
absolutely.
to get involved and to do things the right way and to learn to do things properly. For example,
Absolutely.
I took a position. I bought a stock. I invested in a stock. I did very well with a very largely leveraged position, and I did very well. But I was sort of
Mm-hmm.
teaching myself the wrong things and the wrong method of
Mm.
doing things because I didn't
Mm.
know any better. But
Yeah.
nowadays, with the information available online and what you have available to you on social media, things like that, you can really
Hmm.
get a good understanding of trading. And there's places to
Absolutely.
go to learn things properly and do things the right way. So to
Absolutely.
have you here today, like that amount of experience is incredible because Forex, it's not even that old. Like available to the retail traders must be
Yeah.
like 1990 something, 1998, 1997.
I would say a retail trader after the global crash in 2008.
Mm,
I would literally say that is when we started having that opening, to retail traders.
right.
When new innovations started coming in, when then the need for the market, needed to move from what it was benchmarked on into now creating that global, FX channel, created that new viability. So after the global crash, it's brought about innovation, just like the way we have the COVID right now, bringing in quite a lot of issues. It's equally a better opportunity to bring about innovation, and that is where I'm really going to be talking about mostly, with the innovation of BlueFX, because it's became a very key sustainability, during the COVID time where everybody was totally locked down and you needed something to do to make money. So I'm going to give a little bit of personal story on that angle with BlueFX. So it's accessible to all now.
Mm,
Mostly what people need right now is the right technical knowledge, understanding what it is about the market, and follow their guts to trade, the market.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm with you. And I think, as you say, the technical understanding is key to success, and having the right places to go when you have a technical understanding to actually
Mm-hmm.
succeed and actually go far with your trading career. And to hear someone like yourself with the amount of
Yeah,
experience and the fact that you trade full time is
yeah.
beyond incredible. Like, what an amazing thing to be able to do, to be able to trade full time. I know that a lot of our traders,
Mm-hmm.
especially when they start on the platform, that's what they're looking to do eventually. It's very
Yeah.
rarely do I see somebody who wants to do it as a hobby or wants to do it as just
Mm,
something on the side. They love trading and they want to commit to it full time. So to have you on the
exactly.
show today is a great, like, it's great inspiration for these people.
Yes, it is. It is, and I'd like to add to it. It's the best way to be your own self boss, actually, because you get to like know what you pay yourself at the end of every given 20 days actually. So your effort is seen live and direct. So you can get like give yourself a thumb up if you've done well and if you've not done well at the end of the month, and what you need to like put in place to get yourself better. And the only engine you can get like have to really do that is what has actually been presented to you by BluFX. If not, you're going to keep on going on blowing your accounts countless and countless time. You blow your accounts, done. It's a part for every trader anyway. I don't know how many accounts you might have blown before you got to where you are, but it's a clear path. You wouldn't want to like blow an account with one, wait for about 2 months to make more money again, go back to the same thing and so on. So a lot is being taken away from people. And this is the real leverage when it comes to trading.
Yeah, sure. I'm with you. Now, before we get into the meat of it and before we get into the bulk of the Blue Effect experience you've had, I wanted to ask
Yeah.
you personally about your trading in general. Is there a certain type of trading that you follow, a certain style? Are you a price action person? Do you do
Mhm.
indicators, fundamental, technical? What's your personal and unique personality within your trading?
Okay. Over the years, I have done quite a series of trading styles, naming from a fundamental style of trading, technical, structured type of trading, price action indicators, and so on. And bringing all those aspects together and sifting them out to become just one like a key golden thing for me, where I believe most traders needs to go into developing a trading edge. So today
Mm.
I can call myself I'm a time technical trader. I am not a trend trader or so on. I am a time technical trader. I follow the fixes, looking at the Asian fix, looking at the New York fix, and looking at the LSE fix. That is my trading style, structured around technical framework and how the market really reacts. During this trench time is my style of trading. So I'm a technical time trader.
Okay, interesting. What I will say is I'm definitely a technical trader myself too. I'm a big indicator guy. I tell everybody who comes on the show how much I love indicators. But
Mm-hmm.
I think one thing that I haven't been able to ignore in the past year, especially in 2020, is the fundamental aspect of the market is so important to understanding. And you need to have,
Yeah,
if you don't use it in your trading, just having an understanding of how things work. Because
yeah.
I looking at the pound, for example,
Mm-hmm.
which obviously I'm here in London, it's my currency here in the UK. But the point
Yeah.
is, the pound at the March sell-off in 2020 across all the stock markets,
Mm-hmm.
complete
Of
havoc.
course.
It fell through the floor. But
Yeah,
gradually, since that time, people have become, they're trying to forget about the pandemic and move on and be
exactly.
optimistic. The pound is strong now versus the dollar, especially. So you have to be, I think it's, if you don't use it, fundamental side of trading, it's at least good to understand it, because there's been a lot of
Yeah.
good opportunity on the fundamental risk aspect of the market,
Out of the
especially in
market. Yeah.
last year.
When you look at fundamental, it's this major dot spike that just comes into the market. There are ways you can take advantage of that, as a trader. But if you really want to look at yourself, targeting yourself as a trader, what really defines you as a trader? My own ideology or notion about trading might be different from player A or player B, or player C. So I look at the market in this totality, because if you look at fundamental, it needs to be factored into your trading style, because at
Mm.
that point, it's a huge volume time. Somebody's coming in to take money out of the market. On whose side are you on? Are you on the bull side or are you on the bullish side?
Right.
So all these are just technical reports. These are the factors that drive the market momentum. Technicals, fundamentals. Technicals are like analyzing the historical chart pattern.
Mm.
Then fundamentals comes in to sort of like alter these patterns, alter the flow of the market, which is needed because these are the powerhouse. This is the powerhouse of what really drives the market momentum. So we need all that from low, medium, or high, market impact. So that's just the key thing. So trading style, it's all based on how you understand the fundamental. We talk about interest rate decisions, talk about trade balance, FOMC, and so on. By the way, FOMC is going to be coming up, later on today. So you wouldn't know where it's going to be tilting to. So where does fundamental tilt to? Sentimentally, because that is what the people want to look out for. That is where the banks want to look out for. What is the sentimental drive presently in the market? How many buyers do we have? How many sellers do we have? That is what drives, the fundamental, market, trends and so on. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Especially when you look at some currencies, more like the safe haven currencies. Like some people maybe, I don't know anymore, or in 20 years' time, but traditionally it's been the US dollar, it's been the Swiss franc, it's been the Japanese yen. And to see the movements in and out of these currencies as the overall risk sentiment in the market changes is definitely very interesting. And with some of your experience, I think even I can say personally, like the technical side of things and the price action and the fundamental understanding you need to have in markets, you have to put the time in, and you have to have that experience fundamentally to understand, because sometimes you have an interest rate decision, for example, and it's a big shock. It's a big shock to the market, but the price goes the other way, all sorts of these disjointed things. And
reverses,
exactly, like you need to have that experience and build it over time. And obviously someone like yourself has been in the market for a very long time. I'm sure you understand this better than I do. But the point is, there's nothing to replace that actual experience within the markets and seeing the actions happen for yourself. You can read as many books as you want, but the experience that you see yourself with your own two eyes in the market is very, very valuable.
Exactly, because that really creates that edge development. Because I can tell you my trading style and every necessary thing I look out for in the market, but that doesn't really give you that clear, keen approach to the market for you to trade the way I do. So you must be able to pick out this knowledge from A to Z so you can build a trading edge for yourself. That is the clear difference, what separates you from signal service, a chaser, here and there. If you want to be a real trader, you have to pick these stories from people who have been involved in the market, who's gone, into the pitfalls, so many angles of what the market has actually, done, and you're able to build your own clarity, with your success model in the market.
That's it. I think you have to embrace your own unique personality. Like we can trade in similar ways, but I think each of us will trade slightly differently, and we have to embrace that we're all gonna have slightly different approaches, but we all can be very successful in different ways. I can focus on the technical events and do very well. You can focus on the fundamental events and do very well. There's so many different ways to approach this. Now, I wanted to move on to a question I ask all the people who come on the show. Is, especially someone like yourself, it'd be interesting to hear what your answer is. Currency pairs, obviously we deal with a lot of the major currencies at BluFX, and we have all the 28 pairs available. Is there a certain currency pair over your many, many years, 10 plus years of trading, that you enjoy trading the most, your favorite pair?
Okay, over the years of trading, my overall best currency pair is British Pound USD, British Pound JPY. These are my overall pairs. Why? Because the volatility in this pairs is absolutely amazing. And moreover, from a personal story side, this was the pair that actually took me out from some certain financial crisis I was going through, and that gave me that that keen love for the Great British Pound pairs. Then when you want to look at it from a subtle point of view, then you want to look at the Euro New Zealand, Euro USD pairs because of the flow range, how it moves, and that correlates alongside with the AUD, NZD, USD. But my personal overall is the British Pound USD and British Pound JPY.
Sure. Yeah, I know a lot of our traders, I hear a lot of the same answers in terms of everybody seems to love the cable. And I know that a lot of people make a lot of money trading the cable, doing that pound to the US dollar. It's a very volatile pair. It's one of the biggest volumes in the market in terms of amount traded. So there's a lot of good opportunity. And especially last year with a consistent uptrend it's had, there's been so many great opportunities to trade this pair in recent times. And we see a lot of our traders here at BluFX doing very, very well trading the cable exclusively. So if it works for you, then Great.
Exactly, you go right with it.
I wanted to move on to a bit more about your experience with BluFX as a whole. Now, the BluFX platform, do you have a Lite or do you have a Pro account?
Okay, I've used all the major, platforms with BluFX from Lite, to Pro, and I'm presently on Lite. Now, I'm gonna give a little bit of an intro of both experiences. Now, if you really want to graduate, into the Pro area, what the Lite does for you, the Lite teaches you about discipline. The Lite teaches you about money management.
Sure.
The Lite, teaches you how to stay focused, with your trading. So you must analyze, well clearly enough before you go into the market. Money management has always been a problem, in the trading industry, in the trading world. From the fact that, yes, you look at a very clear market position, a market condition, and you want to take some certain, let me say calculated risk. And at some point, a little reversal gets you stocked up in the market, and you have to wait for quite a long time to do. So with the BluFX, Lite, structure, it gives you the room to actually, test every necessary, understanding that you have about the market from a discipline, perspective. And with that, it gives you that, edge to say, yes, this is my trading style. I want to confirm with this. Overnight, trading sort of trade, keeping. And it has nothing, in terms of lot more different effect. Because you have the Asian section, which is mostly the slowest section actually, and when you look at it from the trading, perspective, your trade can just only linger on, during that time. But I still feel the best model is if you can replicate that discipline you have, during light, trading, replicate that, on your Pro, that gives you a lot more better, head advantage, in trading the market. You have NYSE, you have LSE, and you have close of NYSE to trade. So what more do you want? So that is okay, for me.
Yeah, I think the Lite is definitely there for a certain type of trader, certain type of person. It's definitely more a day trading style. Now, that being said, obviously the hours that we operate and the trading hours that we have at BluFX, like you can cover the London and the New York session. And we know from our data and our experience as traders that this is where our traders are the most profitable. This is where the biggest
moves
are. Exactly this. So the Lite account is there for a certain reason. I think it serves a certain purpose. Some people, they stay on the Lite account for as long as they need or as long as they want, and stay on it permanently. And then some people want to move to the Pro account to access the account growth side of things. But we have a lot of flexibility in the model to suit all styles of trading. So that's of course a big benefit of the platform in general. But to ask you a question about your plan with BluFX, are you planning to? What's your short-term to medium-term plan with BluFX? Are you looking to go to the Pro account and start growing the account, or are you looking to stay on the Lite account? What is your goal with the BluFX platform in general?
Okay, my goal with the BluFX platform in general. I don't know how many numbers of millionaire funded trader they have there, but I'm giving myself this is April, and I'm sort of let me pitch you more officially now to the world at large and the BluFX team. Be ready to get another millionaire trader right very soon.
Yeah, we're looking out for you. That's some good ambition.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that goal. So I want to remodel, recreate that pattern and solidify my edge and coming in well enough to say yes, BluFX, this is what it is that I do, and the result speaks for itself.
That's good to hear. That's a good goal to have. I know a lot of our traders are looking towards getting to that fund manager level and having that $1 million trading book. But I think the way of doing it, there's a couple of different approaches you can take. But the big thing about yourself, when it sounds like, is you just really refining that edge and really building yourself as a trader. And when you're ready to go, it's going to be like running a. It's going to be like exactly it. It's going to be going into it, smashing your targets, and getting to the fund manager status, very, very quickly. So I think that's good for your confidence. It's good for your trading. And when you're ready to go, we're here to help you, and we're going to support you all the way to that fund manager status. And I can't wait to see you there. That sounds like a good goal.
I can't wait. I can't wait as well to be there, because that is where I need to be actually.
Yeah, sure. I know we just got another fund manager on the team very, very recently, and he did it in a very quick amount of time. I think off the top of my head, it was 3 months. He went from, I think he was on the Pro account. He was withdrawing as he liked. And then all of a sudden he thought, you know what? I'm ready now. I've got the money I need for a couple of months. I'm just going to
Yeah.
focus on that growth.
Exactly.
And
Focus it. Exactly.
And exactly, he
Exactly.
smashed it. And to get to that fund manager in that amount of time is definitely possible. If you can do the results, then that path to 1 million is definitely there. Now,
That's great.
I wanted to move on again to a little bit more of the financial questions that I have for you. Now, I
Yeah.
can speak for myself personally when I say that trading has changed my life massively. And it's a
Yeah.
skill that I'm so glad that I learned. It's allowed me more time to really focus on the things that are important to me. It's allowed me more financial freedom. And in the light of last year's events in 2020, it's given me a lot more security in very troubling times. I wanted to ask you if you had an opinion on this and how trading has personally affected you and given you an opportunity to do better things with your life.
Trading has been the best thing that has actually happened to me in my life. And what I am today, through trading, and I have impacted quite a lot of lives around me, my family, myself. Getting to this level, I'm a father of 3 beautiful daughters. So you know what that is. I'm able to scale my life around this structure, and all through trading. And during the during last year, when the whole COVID impact actually locked virtually everybody down, I was able to give back to people through trading, because that's the only way I know I can actually literally help people. So it's not about sharing the amount of money. You can do that, but you're going to deplete whatever it is that you have. But
Right.
with trading, you can't really deplete that. And I know quite a number of family I was able to support, during the COVID era. So there is nothing as much as best than that one can really wish for. Once you seek the knowledge rightly, once you have the basic things that you need to go, you are your own self-boss. I am my own self-boss. There are quite a number of things I can do conveniently. If I'm able to say, okay, skipping a whole day, not doing anything, I can wake up at night and I can still work, make money whilst you're working, breaking your head off to go to work the next day. I'm already done with what I need to do, make what I need to make. So it's a kind of environment where I'm able to scale, where I'm able to calculate my returns, where I'm able to make money in a compounding way, at my own defined terms, my own defined rules, and I'm able to get that. When you get the burns, yes, you get the burn. You had the capacity of coming back. Yes, you had the capacity of coming back. So it's in general, it's a life-changing thing for me. It's my way of life, and it's everything that I can ever, really envisage. If I'm to compound what I am today, it's going to take me a series of years to actually, achieve what I've been able to achieve in the trading world in a couple of, months trading.
That's definitely great to hear. That's sort of an amazing story. I mean, I think trading, especially nowadays, is becoming more accessible. The market in the trading space is becoming more accessible to everybody to get involved, and it's a very scalable skill. Like you learn how to do things properly, and you can scale up those 1%, 10%, 15% gains, whatever you can get a month, to higher and higher and higher levels of capital, and you can make a very serious income. And I think the money's one thing, and of course, money is always the measure of what we're all aiming for the same goal in terms of the financial side of things. But I think if you can get a great system that's working well, it can get you 5% a month, say. If you can scale it up to the higher levels of funding, even at BluFX, like what's possible in that is crazy. Like even on the 50,000 trading book or all the way up to 1 million, 5% on 1 million is a lot of money. And
that's a lot of money, yeah.
So my point is, I guess, this is like the perfect time to get involved with trading. In my opinion, it's never been like, I've never seen the trading industry in the past year has come along so much. Here at BluFX, we've had some great traders join the team last year. People looking to find another source of income in very tough times. And honestly, it's coming on leaps and bounds as an industry as a whole. And it's such a scalable skill you can learn. And I want to say that the possibilities are really endless with this. Like you can really do some amazing things.
It is endless, because most of the major challenge when you look at it from the trading industry is capital. Let's face the fact, it's capital.
Exactly.
So you can walk into any bank right now for you to ask for a loan of that much that you'll be granted. So now you have privilege with a token amount of money, more or less like a commitment for you to have access to the capital to trade. What you need is the skills. So if you lack that, now you have the room where you can learn both ways. Learn directly live and trade. Unlike other platforms where you need to go through some kind of, structure, 2 months, 3 months before you get on board. But this is clearly pay, trade. So you literally paying to have your own job. So you to be your own CEO. So what else? So there is nothing more beautiful than the BluFX project.
Oh, that's great to hear. As I say, like, I've never heard it said like that. You start paying to be your own boss. Absolutely. Like you're paying the subscription fee. You get access to the funds.
And you're your own boss.
Exactly. And there's a lot of value in this. There's a lot of value in this. Before I wrap things up, I'm just about to end the interview. Thank you for joining me today. I want to ask you one last question. I always ask everyone who joins the show is if somebody is watching this interview right now and they are listening to what we're saying, they want to get involved with trading, they want to get involved with the BluFX platform. Is there one piece of advice that you would give them to help them on that journey?
Okay. One very strong key piece of advice is have an open mind. Be so dedicated to it and know that you are going into a platform where you're going to be paying yourself. Get the necessary knowledge you need because you need it rather to make your own money. If you just take it from the fact that you're trying to build anything for yourself, if you're going to go in that building phase with a lackadaisical attitude, then you're not going to get the result. But if you go in with your full heart, with your full mind, most definitely you're going to get the result. Every single thing you need is right there on that platform. BluFX are going to help you signing up, taking away the whole broker hassle here and there. And just pay the subscription fee. Have that open mind that you are there to work for yourself. So it is what you put in that determines what you get out. So have your trading edge, and the sky is absolutely going to be your limit.
Amazing. Well, thank you again for joining me today. It's a pleasure to have you on, Collins. Best of luck with your trading, and I hope to see you at that 1 million level very, very soon.
Thank you. I said it, and it's going to happen.
We look forward to it. Thank you very much.
All right, then. All the best.